Greetings, vinyl community. It's me, Roger, back again. Sunday night, and I'm here basically to do a VCLT thank you video. I'll get to that in a second, and I'm going to show you some new records. Went to a record show last Sunday. I keep meaning to make videos, but the time just slips away. To update you on what's going on with me, my studio renovations are complete. Well, mostly complete. Complete enough that I could move my stuff in last weekend. Most of my stuff. I've actually been able to play the piano, do some practicing, and man, it's just so cool. When it's all done, all the finishing touches are done, I'm going to make a video down there so y'all can see. There's pictures on my blog if you're interested. Anyway, that's a cool thing, but all the activity really kind of did a number on my body, and I got sick. Just a cold, basically, but I used to be able to shake these things, and now it takes a week for me to get over these colds. Finally feeling a little better, and had kind of an interesting weekend. I can't really talk about it, but in many ways it was profound. And the upshot is, I've gone almost 36 hours without a cigarette. Wish me luck. The time has come for me to quit smoking fucking cigarettes. I'm going to be 50 next month. If I want to live to see 70, I got to knock that shit out. So I'm a little edgy, but I'm committed to it. So anyway, I wanted to make a video, and I want to thank Jeff, Glowing Double O Cabbage, for sending me this VCLT. The vinyl community is just, God, it's such a beautiful thing. It's just, this is a record that I'd never heard of. Maybe I'd seen it before, but a lot of folks in the VC have shown this, talked about this record. It's a real VC fave. So what happened was I saw a copy at Great Escape a few weeks ago when I went, and it was only a couple bucks. The cover was in good shape, but took it home, cleaned it, and man, the vinyl was beat. And but I posted a picture of it on the Facebook page and generated some discussion, and I was like, yeah, this is great, but boy, the vinyl's shit. And Jeff, thank you so much. He's like, oh, I've got another copy of this. I'll send it to you. All the way from Canada. I guess today is Thanksgiving in Canada. So I want to say happy Thanksgiving to Jeff, and there's a lot of Canadian folks in the VC, Dylan Harrison and Mark, Dr. Deadwax, and lots of folks. So happy Thanksgiving. We in the US will celebrate Thanksgiving next month, assuming we still have a government and we haven't descended into utter chaos and there's nothing to be fucking thankful for. I swear to God, I sometimes wish I could live in Canada. Excuse me. Anyway, Jeff, thank you so much. This is a great record. No wonder folks in the VC are so excited about it. What is it? Is it a funk record? Well, sort of. Is it a soul jazz record? I don't know. It's got great players, the Brecker brothers and Billy Cobham. Some horns. John Abercrombie plays lead guitar. This is what, 1970 maybe? I don't know. It's got this great Magritte-like cover. Anyway, Jeff, thank you so much. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. The VC love train is a cool thing. I've sent some VCLT to some folks. And, it's awesome to send the love, to receive the love. Man, just thank you and happy Thanksgiving. This is an awesome record. I've listened to it a bunch of times since it arrived last week. So yeah, I want to thank Big Star 1000 for doing his live opening of, excuse me, the VCLT I sent him a while ago. You know, I wanted to do a live opening for this, but it just didn't happen, and I knew what it was, and I really wanted to hear it. So, excuse me. But yeah, and thank you also to Secoya Flame, Dave Secoya Flame, for his nice review of my CD and the other stuff I sent him. That was really nice. God, I just love this place. It just makes me so happy. Like I said, I've been meaning to make videos because I keep buying records. You know how it is. I'm trying to slow down because there's stuff going on I need to take care of. But anyway, got a record in the mail recently. Got a couple. Yeah, this was big. This Opeth Ghost Reveries was recently reissued by Roadrunner in the UK. You know, I didn't have this on vinyl. It goes for silly money, originals. And there were a bunch of colors. I think Sarah, I saw some friend of hers send her VCLT that was all 5 different colors of vinyl. This is just the black vinyl version. Sounds awesome. I just love these guys. Apparently these are all gone now too, and probably they'll be just as expensive on eBay as originals. You know, who knows? I'm just super happy to have this. This is one of my favorite Opeth albums because it has still has Martin Lopez on drums. He swings like a motherfucker, but it's moving in that prog direction. More keyboards, mellotrons, things like that, and the production is awesome. And Michael Ockerfeld's voice sounds amazing in this. Just great. Hope they do Watershed. Another record came in the mail. Robert Pollard 7-inch. Tonight's the Rodeo, backed with Astral City Slicker, full-length version. You can sort of see here it's on pink vinyl. I'm not going to pull it out. Yeah, you know, I went on and on about Guided by Voices, Maggie's, colors contest, and maybe someday I'll show you all my Guided by Voices vinyl. It would probably take an hour and a half or 2 hours to do it. Because, pretty much monthly, I get something in the mail. This is 2 songs. Well, the A side is off the forthcoming album. It doesn't even give you the title. I'm not sure what the title is going to be. It comes out in December. And then an unreleased B-side. Sort of like an effaced text kind of back cover. Yeah, it's rocking stuff. It's Pollard. It's got a bunch of records coming out before the end of the year. By the end of October, there's going to be not just 1, but 2 Circus Devils records. That's his collaboration with Todd Tobias. More on the experimental, proggy, noise, krautrock kind of stuff. I love the Circus Devils. Some Pollard fans can't deal with it. Personally, I love it. He didn't do a Circus Devils release last year, so we're overdue, so we're getting 2. Awesome. And then in December, there's a new Pollard solo album. And then I think in January, there's supposed to be a 5th reunited Guided by Voices record. It's tough to keep up, but I do my best. So, I've been trying to keep out of the record store, but, if I'm on that side of town, I just can't help it. I gotta go by Grimies and see what's going on. And I'd seen Dave Secoya Flames video where he talked about the new Earthless record from the Ages. The vinyl's on TP. He raved about it, was playing in the background. I was like, oh, that sounds awesome. So I picked it up, and it's cool as shit. It's, instrumental, I guess you might call it. Which I really like. Sometimes singing in metal can take it or leave it. Don't gotta worry about that with these guys. This is all just instrumental, jamming, heavy. you know, I wasn't familiar with these guys before, so I can't really say about whether the cover's cool or not cool. She looks cool to me. Anyway, Dave, Secoya Flame, thanks for the tip. Like this a lot. This is another band I had never heard of before the VC, Uncle Acid. This is their new album, Mind Control. It's on Metal Blade. Yeah, this is cool. This is, you know, real Sabbathy stuff, which can, you know, be kind of cliched, but I don't know. These guys seem to have that shit down. Yeah, it's on colored vinyl. Yeah. Got to show the colored vinyl. The lollipop vinyl, as Stephanie Pastel says. I like that. Lollipop. Yeah, Uncle Acid. Cool stuff. Another thing that came out recently, last couple weeks, the new Grails. This is called Black Tar Prophecies, Volumes 4, 5, and 6. Interesting, it's a double album. I'm not sure how that lines up. I don't have the previous Black Tar Prophecies things. They're really rare. I really like these guys. Again, you might call it instrumental or maybe post-rock. You know, again, no singing, kind of heavy, kind of melodic, kind of a Floyd space rock thing going on. Beautiful gatefold. See the cover without the glare. Inside here. This is plain old black vinyl, which is fine with me. Good stuff. Really like that. This is one that's Sarah again, Sarah's Record Shelf in Sweden. Hi Sarah, I love your videos. You've got great records. She showed this a while ago, Spangel, Museum of Consciousness. This is on Twisted, appropriately enough. Again, I'd never heard of these guys. I guess I sure should have. They've been active since the 90s. It's sort of that electro, tribal, techno thing. Anyway, she showed it, and I don't know if it was playing, but oh my god, that cover and the title. Phew, that's right up my alley. Again, nice gatefold. I was into this kind of music in the 90s. It kind of reminds me of the Orb with a little bit more sophisticated technology and maybe a little bit more advanced structures. Trippy as hell. I like it. So thanks, Sarah. I appreciate all the tips I'm getting. My wallet, maybe not so much, but what's money? You know, money's just a means to an end. And that end is records, right? Cheers, everybody. Drinking a Blackstone Brewery, St. Charles Stout. It's a local Nashville beer. I'd go get the bottle, but anyway, so yeah, a week ago on Sunday there was a record show in Nashville, and how could I not go to one of these? Me and my nephew, we just completed, you know, the studio, so we rewarded ourselves by going to the record show and going to town, and it was a pretty good one. You know, sometimes these things can be not so good. There was a really good vibe. There's some really nice vendors, really easy to bargain with, you know, really willing to make a deal. There was just a really good vibe about it, and I found some cool stuff. I'm not going to show you everything because, you know, I'm kind of crazy and there's some mainstream stuff, but I found some really interesting stuff, again, that if it weren't for the VC, I probably would have passed. And the first and most interesting thing was this: Interdimensional Music Through Iosis. I'm not really sure how it's. This is on Unity label, which It looks kind of private press. Maybe not. I guess there's a bunch of things. 1975. I mean, I saw that cover and that title, and I read the stuff on the back here, like, this music is intended to sensitize listeners to the subtle higher frequencies of this reality. You know who I thought of immediately when I saw this was Chris, John Coltrane 68. Sure enough, I posted it on Facebook, and Chris is like, "Oh, I got that. Yeah, I love that record." I was like, "Ah, figures." Really interesting. You know, it looks like a new age, maybe even like a cult kind of thing. Especially this text, you know. But really interesting space music with I don't know, with a little bit of an edge. And the sad thing is the pressing sucks. It's just, no matter what I do to clean it, it's like frying bacon. It's kind of a bummer, but I think it's pretty rare, and got a decent price on it because I bought a bunch of records from this guy. I'm happy to have it. Another couple records I got from the same vendor at the record show were by Subramanyam. I think he made a record for ECM in the 70s. This is Garland, featuring Sven Asmussen. This is on Storyville, 1982. And I think maybe he worked with Bill Laswell. Oh, shit. Speaking of Bill Laswell, playing in the background is this Tabla Beat Science. Bill Laswell with Zakir Hussain, Taban Singh, Charlotte Gutu, bunch of great Indian musicians. I don't want to get hit with one of those copyright things. Sorry. Anyway, Derek had showed this on Facebook and mentioned it on his video this morning and made me think, oh yeah, I got that. I'm gonna listen to it. I was a big Bill Laswell fan for a long time. Tried to get everything he ever made, and that proved impossible. So a little less into it now, but this is great. Indian funk fusion kind of thing. Anyway, back to Subramanyam on Storyville, 1982. This is a fucking great record. And I could tell from looking at it again. I thought John Coltrane 68 knows this record. So it's Subramanyam on electric violin, Sven Asmussen on acoustic electric violins. A bunch of people I've never heard of, but keyboards and synthesizer and percussion and stuff. This is flat out fusion, Indian jazz fusion. It's beautiful, beautiful. I love it. He had another Subramanyam record, Electric Modes Winter Sessions. It's on Water Lily Acoustics. It's kind of an audiophile label from '88. Apparently these Water Lily records are kind of rare. Felt like I got a good price on it. And this is just Subramanyam on electric violin and I'll say V Subramanyam on tambura. So it's a little more traditional sounding Indian music, although I think it's a little more creative and improvised. Beautiful, beautifully recorded in this super ambient space. Beautiful pressing. Excellent, excellent. Another VC thing. I'd heard this guy's name, but hadn't really heard any of his music. But keeps coming up on these VC videos. Mike Knox. This is Succubus. It's on Sutra Records from 1980. That cover. I gotta listen to this again, because this cover kind of led me to believe that it might sound a little more interesting than it does. Maybe. I don't know. Or it put expectations in my mind that the record didn't fulfill, or something. I don't know. But I mean, I'm happy to have it. This is clearly, off the beaten path stuff. I'm definitely gonna keep an eye out for more Mike Knox stuff, because he's clearly a killer player. And here he plays not just piano, but Minnie Moog and Oberheim, and It's kind of fusiony, but kind of straight ahead. I don't know. It was cool. Decent price, it seemed like. Okay, now I'm going to get into like the real, like, I don't know, grail kind of stuff that I found at the record show. McDonald and Giles. Again, this is another VC fave that I'd never heard before, but boy, am I glad to find this. American pressing on Cotillion. And just, you know, aside from the person who wrote her name on here, this is minty. So yeah, on Cotillion. This is killer. This is, you know, I'd heard about this record. I kind of knew the story. Sort of grew out of the dissolution of the original King Crimson in '69. Boy, prog masterpiece. No doubt about it. Super happy to find that. For I don't know, maybe I paid $20 for it. That seemed reasonable. I don't know. Another, you know, this guy had some great records. Alice Coltrane, Lord of Lords on Impulse. This is I think 1970. This is the only Alice Coltrane I have on vinyl. Actually, I got a bunch of it on CD. I love Alice Coltrane. Gatefold. See Charlie Haden. The interesting thing is this has strings, and you know, it works. It does. It works. You know, excerpts from the Firebird. It's kind of funny when we're listening to it, and Lizzie, my wife, was like, "Is that Firebird? Is that Firebird?" I felt kind of embarrassed because I was like, "Oh well, maybe." Sure enough, she was right. The cool thing about this record, though, because you just don't see these very often. So it's a white label promo, and again, just mint. It's a little warped. Thanks to the vinyl flat, I can fix that. Yeah, Alice Coltrane, happy to have that. A couple other things I found at the record show. Again, there's been a lot of talk on the VC about the MPS label, George Duke's Liberated Fantasies. This album is killer. It's killer. You know, what is it? A funk album? Soul jazz? I don't know. It's killer. You know, it's a little crackly, a lot of ring wear here, but I'm gonna. This will be a placeholder until I can find, you know, a better copy of that. Another cool find at the record show is Uriah Heep's first record. I was never into Uriah Heep too much, but I've been, you know, their covers can sometimes be awesome, especially this one is, you know, some vertical, gatefold. Again, just really minty condition. Oh, well, okay, X. VG+, I don't know. Vinyl plays near mint. Paid like $6 for it or something. It seemed like a total deal. And this is great. I like this better than any other Uriah Heep I've heard. Like, you know, Demons and Wizards and The Magician's Birthday. This is all over the place. Experimental, proggy, still some of that bluesy Chuglin stuff, but I don't know. I dig it. Makes me want to get all the records. This is another cool find at the record show. Black Sabbath, Live at Last. On NAMS. You know, I know this is considered kind of an unofficial bootleg live recordings the band rejected. This was released, you know, without their permission. A cool label. Interesting. It's pressed in Ireland. Really, really good condition. Sound quality, of course, is maybe a few steps above bootleg. It's not. It doesn't sound like a bootleg. But it's killer. It's killer live Sabbath. You know, early live Sabbath with Ozzy. Again, felt like I didn't pay a lot for it. Okay, we're starting to get long here. Sorry. Another cool find, red Crayola introduction. This is on Drag City from 2006. I have all the other red Crayolas on Drag City. 2006 was kind of a transitional period in my life. I guess I decided I wouldn't pick this up. Regretted it, of course, because it's out of print, but anyway, found it there. Really nice condition, and oh man, great music. I don't know if you know about the later period of red Crayola with some of the Tortoise guys. Jimmer works on this, he's on some of the other ones. But, you know, what can I say? Great experimental pop music. Mayo Thompson is an underappreciated genius. Super happy to find this for a reasonable price. So that was most of my record show finds. It was a good show. In fact, it was so good, my nephew and I are thinking of going up to Louisville for the one in December. Supposedly it's twice as big as the Nashville show. And the Nashville show next spring is going to be in a different place and be bigger. Great. A couple more records I want to show. I know it's going long, but you know, I keep buying records. Found these at Grimey's a couple weeks ago, and I was super psyched because you just don't see her stuff around very much. Connie Carter's Perception. This is her first record on Steeplechase from 1974. It's a trio with Joe Solomon on bass and Roger Mancuso on drums. She's a really interesting pianist. Studied with Lynitra Standish for a long time. Became closely associated with that whole school. Lynitra Standish, of course, being another underappreciated pianist who had really interesting ideas about structure and harmony. But she doesn't hate Lynitra Standish. She's got her own thing going on here. Straight at times, but can also be very out and avant-garde. Some solo, there's trio things and there's some solo things. You know, my only criticism of this maybe is the rhythm section is sort of pedestrian. She could have used a more flexible rhythm section. But anyway, as a debut album, it's killer. She's great. And this is another one that was there. Connie Carter's solo. This is on Lynitra Standish's Jazz Records label. Double album set, recorded live. So yeah, it's solo piano, but she sings, which I was a little dubious about, but you know, her singing is wonderful. It's in that Chris Connor, Gina Lee, Patty Waters. Well, maybe not as extreme as Patty Waters, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful music. I was so excited to find this. This is from '88, I think. No, 1980. This one was from 74. She hasn't made very many records. She's made some CDs. Supposedly this is still available from the Jazz Records label. I don't know. Great stuff. Super happy to have it. A couple more I found at Grimey's that, again, John Coltrane 68 had shown, maybe not these, but some McCoy Tyner things. You know, I would have passed on these probably, but here we have Song of the New World. It was on Milestone from 1973. Again, it's there's strings on here, horns and stuff, sort of orchestral thing. I would have normally been dubious, but fuck if this isn't awesome. I mean, beautiful, spiritual. You know, it's like the cover. I don't love the production too much. It's a little. You can hear the seams a little bit where they've overdubbed the strings and stuff, but you know, musically, this is brilliant. And another one I found at Grimey's, Fly with the Wind. It's also a milestone from 1976. Really cool gatefold cover. In really decent condition. You know, it's funny actually, both of these have all kinds of marks on the surface of the vinyl. And they were really dirty. But play great. Just really nice stuff. Okay, one more, and this goes out to John Kiefer and his response to my contest, which is now over. Congratulations, winners. Great fun. I loved his video where he talks about, I mean, and anyone who knows John Kiefer knows he's got superb taste dating way back to the avant-garde jazz scene in London and Europe, and just, you know, he's shown some incredible records. So this is fun. He talks about how, you know, he's driving in the car and he's got his maybe nephew or cousin or something in the car, and it's raining, and you know, normally this would have just been bleh, something he hated, you know, but there was something about that moment in time where it just clicked, and he, you know, now he loves it. And when I saw this at the Great Escape, you know, really nice condition for like $4. I had to get it, you know. Now, I never hated Toto, but I never owned any of their albums. You know? But that song, Rosanna, you know, it's killer. It's great songs. No wonder it sold 1 million copies. It also has a song, Africa, that closes the last side. You know, great musicians, super chops, impeccable songwriting. A little slick, sure. You know, in fact, a lot slick. Again, thank you, John, for your video and your response, and for putting this in my record collection. All right, folks, thank you. I love you all. This place is just amazing, and I will see you soon.